I'm Debbie Knapp. I'm a professor of veterinary medical oncology in the College of Veterinary Medicine at Purdue. So the 120 dogs, we found cancer in 32 dogs before they had any outward evidence that there was anything wrong with them. And then we looked at the factors that were linked to the development of bladder cancer. And in the dogs that we studied, living in a household with cigarette smokers increased their risk sixfold over dogs that were not living with cigarette smokers. Furthermore, the dogs that had the tobacco metabolite cotinine in their urine were also significantly at higher risk for developing bladder cancer. So this points to a link between smoke exposure and bladder cancer risk in Scottish Terriers. We did discover that in our study there were dogs that had the tobacco metabolite cotinine in their urine, but they weren't living in homes with cigarette smokers, or their owners didn't smoke. So we think there are several possible reasons that that could occur. One is that other people may have come in the house and smoked. The dogs could have been exposed to smoke outside of the home. And then the other possibility is that if the people that live with the dogs went to areas where there was an intense high concentration of smoke, such as a smoky bar or a party or a concert, then some of the particulate material from the smoke would settle on their clothing, and then they'd come back into the home and that particulate material would be on their clothing. We know that cancer develops through a combination of what we're born with, our genes, and what we're exposed to in our lifetime. And this applies to people and dogs and other animals. We don't know the exact reason why Scotties have such a high inherited risk, but we're actually very excited because now we have the chance to study that. We're looking at the dogs that were in this study, and we're now analyzing their genetic makeup to understand, in the context of that genetic makeup in the individual dog and exposure to certain environmental factors, why was it they developed cancer? We'd like to see this information used to encourage people to stop smoking for their health and for the health of their dogs, or certainly to take whatever precautions they can to limit their dog's exposure to cigarette smoke. There were three main reasons we focused on Scottish Terriers. They have a higher breed-related risk. They inherit this. So therefore, as a group of dogs, they are certainly ones in need of figuring out how to more effectively prevent and manage bladder cancer. The second reason is, again, because of their high breed-associated risk, we could accomplish this study with a relatively small number of dogs. We accomplished our goals with 120 dogs. And if we had been studying mixed breed dogs or dogs across many different breeds, it would have taken hundreds to thousands of dogs to do the same study. And then the third reason is, honestly, the Scottish Terrier community was just incredible. They did everything they could to help make this study happen. They provided the funding, they helped identify dogs to participate. They were just, very instrumental in the success of this project.